All right, all right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? It is 2:09 my time, which I actually started on time again because of the show supposed to start at 2:10. So, okay, if I can keep this on track, look like if I can come in a little early, just get the countdown going, the show will start right on time, like it's supposed to, versus then I have everybody waiting a few minutes and things like that. So, first thing first, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear the sound of my voice and you can see me on video, please let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me, and we can get right into the show. Uh, you know, Brother Countess Blog getting better said it's 9:09 p.m. It's time. Ooh, you way up there. All right, my man, 7 hours ahead of me. All right, all right. Okay, well, I'm assuming y'all can hear me because he's responding to me. So, Brother Brian, what's going on? Your darkest fears, what's going on? Uh, Sin, what's going on? LaKendra, what's going on? Sassy Evelyn, what's going on? Uh, Joel Jackson, Gab Love, what's going on? And pretty much sure a lot of people gonna come in on this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a person who reached out to me and said they want to share their story about their dealings with the Child Protective Services. Um, and y'all know I opened up my platform for that. We had a few people who came on the show and told their stories, and yeah, they were some stories to tell. It's a whole lot of fuckery going on with the Child Protective Services. But of course, I'm ignorant to all that because I don't have any children, so I want to know what it's like to deal with that kind of foolery. Other than I know false calls can be made and they will come to your house, and it's not a pleasant feeling to have somebody like that coming to your house, especially if you don't have any children. It's just a messed up feeling. Plus, whatever the allegation is, that makes it even worse. But without further ado, let me make sure she can still hear me. Can you hear me, Alyssa?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Um, Let me go ahead and switch the screen over. All right, and I'm gonna bring you up, and like I said, you can choose to keep the camera off if you want to. It's totally up to you.
I don't know. I'll bring it up.
Okay, like I said, it's totally up to you. You want to keep it off, or it doesn't matter. As long as they can hear you, that's my main thing. As long as they can hear you, that's what I want. But it's up to you if you want to show yourself or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be talking to Miss Alyssa Harms. Dear, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Well, first thing first, I ask people who find me and want to speak on stuff like this, how did you run across my channel? I just know I saw you under my post one day, and I like, okay, cool. And as a matter of fact, after you said something on the post, somebody else came under there and left an email, because I guess they want to share their story. So I want to ask you, how did you run across my channel?
Um,
See about that.
I think I was looking because I have a group on Facebook where fight for DCFS or against DCFS, and I think one of your posts or something was on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I just went to YouTube, and because that's what I've been doing is looking up YouTube channels and the lawyer over in California, talking to him and just trying to get as much information to fight this and go about it and get my story out there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that you did find me. And again, I give people voice to express the dealings that they've been dealing with this whatever you call this that we got. So, tell us a little bit about your story. What's going on with you, and how long you been dealing with them, and what kind of accusations have people been putting on you for you to be going through this? What you've been going through? Go ahead.
Well, let's see. This all started in 2017.
Okay.
So it's been almost 4 years.
Mm.
Yeah. It actually all started when I had a problem with my ex-husband. Well, not ex-husband because of DCFS. But I was going through a depression stage because my ex-husband's boss raped me, and my husband lost his job. So I went into like a suicidal motion mode. And at the time, yeah, I did start using drugs, but never did before that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went and the very first phone call was made by my mother because I wouldn't go to rehab because of my mental problem or whatever. It wasn't about the drugs yet. I wouldn't go to mental problems because me and my husband wanted to talk first and then figure everything out. Well, she got pissed off and walked out and said, I'm calling DCFS on you. Well, prior to that, she called, or like a month before that, I told her that I was putting my son on Adderall. She told me I was a worthless mother and that I needed, all I was doing it was to babysit my kids. The biggest problem is my mother has my kids right now too, which I love for the fact because I don't want my kids to be actually in the foster part since they are in foster care now. The problem is my mom's the biggest narcissist that you'll ever meet. She uses my kids against me. Like she uses like a candy, you know, giving your kid a piece of candy and ripping it away. That's the biggest part of my situation.
Before you go any further on the drug part that you was talking about, is that's what she trying to saying make you an unfit mother because you were doing drugs or whatnot? And
well, the altercation. Okay, so when I got the phone call, my mom all of a sudden decides that she wants to take my kids overnight. Well, me and my husband were sitting there. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, just talking about everything. And then DCFS shows up to the door. My kids aren't there. The allegations were that I didn't have no food in my house. I was suicidal and I was on meth. My mom didn't know about the meth, but she knew about my husband because my husband had a big problem with it back in the day. I unfortunately started using it to get him home, which was the wrong thing to do, but whatever. Never done drugs in my life. Well, I just got food in my house, and so there was no thing like that. Well, she came and did an investigation, and then she was supposed to call me. This is where they messed up the very first time. They went behind my back and had my mom sign the safety plan before I could get to them.
Okay, when you say they who? They who went behind your back?
DCFS investigators.
Okay.
So you got the investigators first, and then you have your what is it called? The people that you talk to every day. Yeah. So your investigators, they went to my mom, and my mom and my grandma and everybody, like everybody else thinks, oh, they're threatening to take your kids away. Let's do it right away. Well, like me, I like to research everything first. I know for a fact that they cannot take your kids away with an allegation without proper warrant. Well, at the time, of course, I didn't know that, but well, so things go on. We go by. I'm still using drugs. What's really messed up is when I was using drugs back in the day, I dropped dirty, didn't care, dropped dirty, whatever. Time not like fun wise, but I was getting more privileges then than I am getting now when I'm doing everything right. That's what sucks. It's like I was literally dropping dirty. I was allowed to be around my kids as long as my mom or somebody was there back in the day. Then they made me and my husband divorce or go through this thing because me and my husband went through a fall down. We fast forward, go through. I go to rehab in 2018 in January. So I've been sober since then.
Well, amen. Amen.
Thank you. It took me a while to do it because I was more the fact that when I say this, people don't understand this. I don't regret using it because of the fact that it brought my personality back out. The lithium on it made me with my bipolar like level out. And when I was using it, I was being able to be around my kids because when I wasn't, I was locking myself in wanting to die. In 2017, I tried to kill myself 27 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I succeeded twice.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because what it sounds like what you're telling me is your folks knew that you was doing dibbing and dabbing and drugs, but at that time, they didn't care. They let you do it, or they really had a problem to do it because they just, as long as they were there to watch the kids while you were doing it. Is that what you're saying? They had no problem with it at first? That was something you were saying?
The thing is, the federal law, actually, there's a federal law through all states. They cannot take your kids just because you drop dirty of a drug test. Because of the fact of the acknowledgement is you cannot tell them that they cannot coherent or take care of their kids on that substance. It's just like if you're an alcoholic or, taking pills. Me, I can't take a Vicodin because I will pass out. It's just that same concept. You have to be able to watch that person to see if they are even, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not neglect. My kids were never neglected because they always had the hospital bills. They're fed, clothed and all that stuff. That was the allegation, was I was neglecting them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not neglect. Being high, it's not against the law to be high. It's not against the law, whatever. My kids were never around it. They never were exposed with it. I did it more of a weekend thing. I still took care of my bills. I've been, I was responsible for it, went to work. But anyways, so back in the day when I did it, it wasn't more the fact that I was running around crazy. It was more the fact that, my mom was there. I was with my kids from morning to night. And then I would just go out, enjoy myself and finally be a happy person at night.
And see, that's what I'm asking, because I guess I'm trying to get to. It seemed like they was okay with it until when, because it had to be some point that happened that made her start trying to get you in trouble now. So they was okay with it until when.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to the point, and there's getting there. So, and then eventually, they told me, because I was living with my mom at the time. This is another problem. My kids literally live next door to me in foster care.
Mm-hmm.
I can look through my window and see them, but yet I'm not allowed to see them. How about that? Yeah. So my mom's landlord and my landlord is the same landlord. He was renting out a house next door, so I had to move out. I could see my kids still, but I could not stay there. In November of 2017, then they told me that things are gonna. Now I'm going in and going to do this. They made me basically go to rehab. I refused to go to rehab for a while, but yet when I did go to rehab, it made a turning point in the counselors and everything to me. 2 weeks into it, my life literally flipped. Like I started seeing things. I actually watched the movie The Shack.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it's amazing, and it just made me a perspective. I started thinking about what DCFS or learning the tools, how I need to stand up for myself, how I need to set boundaries, how I need to stop being the narcissist. I became more putting my spiritual into me becoming, the biggest empath there is. Well, so I started doing myself. I went back to school and got my cosmetology license.
Okay.
Now, the problem is DCFS, unfortunately, got me dropped. I had 200 hours left, and they would not give me the proper paperwork to prove to the schooling that I need. The reason why I was missing so much hours, because I was at 69%, it was 67%.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't give me the paperwork saying that I had to go to court, I had to go do parenting classes, I had to go do drops, I had to go do this and this and this. They wouldn't prove it. So I got dropped with only 200 hours left. And if I would have graduated, I would have had my own salon by then. So now I got to pay $10,000 before I can go back to school because of DCFS. So I started modeling, in 2019. I have been published in 30 different magazines, a total of 120 times on a billboard, and 2 music videos for free, all by myself, because that's the person I'm like, if I put my mind to it, I'm going to do it. I became a life coach. I'm doing all these positive things. And then, okay, so now in the rehab, but since I was taking so long to get straight, whatever, they actually granted my kids to my husband over me. So my husband gets them. A month into him having them, he actually releases them back to me because he started using again. And so I had him back for almost a year. I was doing the 6 months, priority of, the checkup or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We go to court. Now this is where it starts getting messed up. My tests have been clean here and there. All great. Besides one was said that I had opiates in my system for some reason. I don't know. My last court date, we go to it. I got cleared and court was done. So I basically won my court. Well, the investigator or my caseworker asked me if my drug drop that I just did that morning was going to be, I thought she said it was going to be clean, but in the back, I didn't realize she said, is it going to be dirty? I'm thinking that she's clean because I was excited. I said yes, and she thought I said it was going to be dirty. Well, somehow that one ended up being dirty. But people don't understand the fact that, you know, they have to hold your pee for almost a year to like, say if it is dirty, you can send it in like 3 more times to verify it to get more analyzed. Mm-hmm. And with medication, and there's actually a lot, it says 67% of most tests that they do come back positive in the first round is a false positive. Because if the temperature is not right, or if it's getting a certain level, and when they had to do the analyzing and getting shipped off, so I never got to verify that. Well, so now they put me on another safety plan. I didn't want to sign the safety plan, but, you know, I backed down again, and I started, you know, my mom was like, just do it. Let's go. Let's get it done with. Well, the rules to get off the safety plan was if I do 2 drops, come back clean, and I do an evaluation, everything would be good. All right. Perfectly fine. So now I go do an evaluation. When I go do the evaluation, the person there says if I come back clean, it'll be okay. But if I come back dirty, then I only have to do level 1. Well, so when I went to go drop for him at Robert Young Center that we do the drug classes, whatever, he sticks the 9-panel test in the pee for like 2 seconds and drops it in the trash. He goes, oh, it's dirty. I looked at him and said, excuse you, that is clean. Picked it out of the trash and made him put it back in the pee again. He's like, no, it's dirty. I said, doesn't matter. DCFS has me go and drop at the normal place anyways. He goes, well, you'll be clean by then. That's not how the method works. First of all, you can't be clean in 2 hours. Okay, whatever. Well, I took the test home with me, and like this pee stick home with me, and I brought it there, and I went straight to my caseworker, and I said, hey, this is what happened. You know, this test comes back clean. Mm-hmm. Well, before I left the thing, I signed it off for him to go get it analyzed. And he now wants me to jump from level 1 to level 2. As we learned through the classes that we're supposed to stick up for ourselves. And I'm not going to do something that I know I'm clean on. Well, DCFS tells that I refuse to do classes. It took 7 weeks for that test to come back. That would have been the length of that class. And in the process of waiting for that, somehow another dirty drop comes by. And now they're just waiting on me to get this test back. And I said, I'm not doing level 2. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing any classes or whatever.
What is a level 2? Explain it to me. What is a level 2?
Level 2, okay, so when you go to drug classes, you have your level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 3 is your rehab for 30 days, where you're in rehab, like an rehabilitation center, where you can't speak at the eyesight, whatever like that, for 30 days, whatever. And then you get dropped down to level 2. It's a 6 weeks class. Well, some places, see, my place was, it's either 72 hours or 25 days, whatever comes first. You have to go Monday through Friday, 5 to 8 or 6 to whatever time it is, like 4 hours, to do another kind of rehabilitation. But out now on the outside, you basically are taking what you learned when you're in rehab, but since you can't use those abilities because you're in walls, now since we're outside, we're going to use it together and cope more easy without trying to relapse and stuff like that. Mm. And also, by the way, I relapsed when I learned this in DCFS too, because I was confused. When they use a relapse is if you relapse on the same drug. So say if you use meth, but yet now you're doing coke, that is not a relapse. That is a re-loop. And yeah, they use those little terms. and it makes no sense to me. So be prepared with those words.
So you relapsed. What happened with the time that you relapsed?
See, I relapsed once, and that's when I actually like regretted it, and I cried to my mom and everything like that because it was like right after rehab. But I learned my relapse prevention. So I graduate level 2, and then they now want to release me to level 1, which level 1 now goes to where you see them once a week, and you just like verify everything, and they drop you to see if you're clean. But see, they instead of releasing me to level 1, they released me to my therapist because it's over here. They're all connected somehow. Instead of having me go to so I don't have to drive because I don't got a car to 2 different buildings and have to deal with so many things. They released me to just my therapist. It would have been easier. And that was done. So I just went to see my normal therapist here and there. So now by this time, I've already dealt with 2 different companies. The first time was DCFS, and now I'm dealing with Bethany's, caseworkers, and
is there a difference between the two?
There's so many more organizations inside a DCFS or CPSS itself. Like mine here are like I have a Bethany's organization. They just like rotate so the caseworkers don't get overload.
Okay. And I have a question in the chat room. Somebody wanted to know, was there a relapse after 2018? You said you've been sober since 2018. If we heard you right, did you have a relapse since then?
Yep, I had 2018 was my relapse, was probably 2 weeks out of it. Okay. Out of my rehab, it was 2 weeks in. So technically, I went to rehab in January of 2018. I graduated February of 2018. I had a relapse of March. Yeah, it was my sister's birthday, March 18th. And it was a weekend binge type thing. And then I pretty much got sober and been clean since then. So since March of 8.
So you had 2 relapses, 18. And after the second relapse, I'm just trying to follow what you're telling me. After the second relapse, you put all that foolishness behind you. You've been sober since then. Yep. What you're telling me, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I'm just trying to follow you. Go ahead.
Oh, yep. You're fine. That's all questions there is. Now I got myself all confused for a second. Okay, so now here's where it gets really fucked up. Now we're switching. My caseworker quits. I've had 27 different caseworkers through this whole thing. And it's so hard. What messes it up is because the caseworkers come in and they don't know what's going on. So they start messing up things because, got to repeat it and stuff like this. So now I have.
Hopefully, you go further. See, that's why I say in business, or if I'm talking business with somebody, I like to talk to the same person because they already know what's going on versus them passing it on down the line. And I tell it to anybody. If I call somebody on the phone, talking business, and I'd be like, hey, do you have a direct line? So I keep talking to you. Because if you start passing me around, shit start getting fucked up. So I know what you're saying on that part. So I agree with you on that part. But go ahead.
Well, and that too, you also build a relationship. You build something like that because my last caseworker that just quit, she would come to my house and I would, because I'm a talker, and as I learned, I used to hold everything in, and that's why everything exploded into suicide because I couldn't hold it in anymore. So I've learned to, with my coping mechanism is to just talk. So my caseworker would sit here almost 2 hours because I would talk because I would be down, depressed and stuff like this, and I'd be fine. She was like my therapist. But see, the caseworker that came over to my house that introduced me when she was leaving, she was like, hey, this is your new caseworker. Well, she didn't like my attitude or something, I guess, because I'm the type of person, I sound like a bitch, but I'm really not the way I talk sometimes. And I guess she thought I was being a bitch because my caseworker was joking with me. And something about I needed to go do drops. And then she mentioned that I need to go do that level 2. And I said, well, I'm not doing that level 2 because this investigation is going on and stuff like that. She's like, well, you need to. I said, well, like I said, I'm not going to. And so she didn't like me basically because I argued with her. And a couple of caseworkers have had a lighter thrown at their head by me because I don't like to argue with them. or they like to argue with me and they lose. But so now I'm supposed to meet her 2 weeks later for the very first time, just me and her without this other caseworker. She calls me on a Tuesday and says, we're going to have to reschedule the appointment on the Thursday because I had an emergency. I said, okay. But she stopped at my house. She didn't call me. She stopped at my house to tell me this, which didn't make no sense to me. Now, so Thursday rolls around. I'm supposed to meet her at 11. During this time, my kids are on a safety plan and the kids are staying at my mom's. So I get up in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, get my kids ready. I go over to my mom's, get my kids ready for school and put them in the car so my mom can take them to school. And then I go afterwards and go get them, when they get home from school, I get them dinner and stuff like that, put them in bed and come home. That was a daily routine for me. So that's 5 o'clock in the morning. I asked my mom for a $20 bill so I can get gas to run and go register them for daycare before I met my DCFS meeting. So in the process of this, I get arrested for fraud because my mom gave me a fake 20. Yeah. But it wasn't her fault or whatever. That all charges got dropped the next day because my mom's boss from work came to actually justify everything for me. So charges got dropped. But this is the problem. The caseworker all of a sudden is blowing up my phone and my stepmom and everybody that screaming at my stepdad asking me where I'm at. I call her right before I got actually put in handcuffs and said, I can't make the meeting today because I'm getting arrested. I'll be out tomorrow. Charges will be dropped. She's like, no, I need to see you now. Why the hell do you see me now? She freaked the fuck out, whatever like this. I didn't sign no paperwork at that time. Now my kids are in foster care. Because of 2 diluted tests that I supposedly had. They weren't dirty. They weren't clean. They were diluted. And so the law is that they're supposed to you have 24 hours to go against or whatever the allegation was. Well, I'm sitting here trying to figure out, this is where I'm trying to figure out the whole process of why are my kids in foster care? Because no one dropped me to verify I was clean. No one talked to me about this diluted test. They went straight to foster care.
Okay, that's a lot going on right there,
That's just starting.
I believe you. So let me get this straight. You told them you was being arrested, and they still talking about they needed to see you, although you were being arrested. Did I hear you correct?
Yep, she actually I told her where I was. I was up the hill at the gas station. So she literally comes up to the car. Why I'm in this is part about going to jail, like suicide mode. So in my mind, she comes up to me and says, your kids are being taken into foster care now. Excuse you, what? So now I'm going to jail on fraud, thinking that might not be able to get out of it because I don't know if my mom's boss is coming down there. And now you're telling me my kids are getting taken away from me? Try to think that mental picture, how that all was going in my head. Never been arrested in my entire life for anything. And that just all broke down. So when I get out of jail, my mom tells me that we have to go to court and then we need to do this and this and this and this. Okay. So the problem is I have a public defender. My attorney does not talk to me until the day of court. I've never been able to bring in any kind of witnesses or any kind of justification, evidence, or nothing. I call her all the time. She don't answer. The paperwork that you get that tells you, what your allegations are and what the judge is basically see, you're supposed to get that 10 days before court so you can sit back and go through it. And you want to tell me why my attorney doesn't call me to verify, hey, what's going on with this? What do we need to bring up? What do we need to do? Nope, doesn't do it at all. And the problem is, too, is those papers try to get from each different caseworker now. Different ones do different ones. It makes no sense because they put so much stupid allegations in those papers that makes me look like the horrible person.
All right, hold on before you go for two things. The chat room
Mm-hmm.
is addressing, and I want to see. Can you answer it? One, you say they called you because they saying your P was diluted, and I'm seeing a couple people saying if they saying it's
Yes.
diluted, then they accuse you of cheating the P test. So
That,
that what they
that is
doing?
diluted.
Huh?
Yeah, cheating it, cheating it, too much water or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
they said two of them were.
Okay, and the second thing is somebody asking why didn't you just do the appointment when you stopped by the house instead of making an appointment for later that week?
That's what I don't get that too. That's why I said it made no sense to me. Why did she stop at my house and tell me that she had to do an emergency? And then it's like they had to set up something. It was like they wanted to get it all verification, and it didn't. And the reason why she was panicking is because I wasn't there and she couldn't do it the way she wanted to do. Because if I didn't go to jail, I would have been able to go straight down there and pee for them, and everything would have been dropped because I would have been proven that I was clean. But since it kind of won in their favor because I went to jail, and since I didn't have a bond, I couldn't drop right then and there, or my mom couldn't bond me out to go drop. So they kind of won that situation in a way. And then I got arrested on Friday and court, and nothing happens on the weekend. I go to the court on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of even made it something situation into their favor. Well, in my mindset, I get so overwhelmed. Like I was telling you earlier, I remember things afterwards. That's what I'm saying like this. I don't really think of anything until after the situation. Like, oh, fuck, I would have done this. Because my mind's going like, I need to do this. Oh, my God.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda moments. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and, and that's what I'm trying to do with people. Also let them know is that the things that you want to prepare yourself for. You want to, analyze these situations. Because they are disguising. They are deceitful. They will use your words so against you. Like one time I had a new caseworker come over to me and sit there. I told them about me and my husband. I said, yeah, I do love my husband. I'm not in love with him anymore. Yes, because he put his hands on me. He is the father of my kids. They literally turned it on me and said that I didn't justify the fact that me and him using meth together and that I was still in love with him and still wanted to be with him. No, it's not what I said. Or the fact that, I was telling her that I'm a model, and all my, just all my pay stubs and all my pay are through Facebook or, modeling and stuff like this. I get paid on the internet. Like when you Cash App, the photographer sends it. So that's my link, my, what is it called? Line. So this is where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
She basically threw on the paperwork saying that I was working through OnlyFans. Huh? What the hell did you get any of that from? And what does it matter if I was or not? Legitly. Why? Because you cannot take my kids, because if I wanted to be a hooker, I got paid for it, whatever. I was legitly doing it. But they twist your words and make it think. And if you don't have a good attorney like mine, it sucks. The judge sees what's on that paperwork. You can't talk to them and tell them any kind of story. So nothing on this paperwork is giving them actually got one right in front of me. I think my last one. It's saying they go off this paperwork. So it looks like to me that I've not done nothing right. I've not done nothing. They don't see that I've done the classes. I've done above and beyond what I'm supposed to do, but it's not in the paperwork.
Well, I'm glad you said that right there, because we hearing this story, me as the host and people in the audience, then, for what you're telling us, you got a lot of stuff that was going on with you. So it's almost kind of like it's understandable why they're looking at you like you have done nothing right. And I'm not saying that you haven't, but we're just going on by what you are telling us in this story. And again, me personally, I never been through this, so still I'm ignorant to the system. But there's a lot of people a few people in the chat room. I know one, two in particular in the chat room that has dealt with this. And some of the stuff you are saying, they saying yes, the court will do this. They will throw shade and salt, you know, and I believe they do. But you know, according to what you have told me since the time you've been here, you know, you have to be like, you know, well, damn, you know, it seems like you just got everywhere you turn it is something that's always happening, you know. So it's I'm kind of understanding why you going through this, you know. This shit is crazy, you know, and especially, you know, when you said the thing about the relapse, you know, and now they trying to say, you know, you diluted your pee and all that, you know. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that they putting against you, you know. So
Well, and the process, problem is now having so many caseworkers. They're okay. So what they're trying to do, basically, they're trying to double jeopardy me. They keep going back to the beginning of my court case 3 years ago. They cannot do that. I won my kids. That case was closed. I proved that I was neglected, was not there. Now you're trying to go off. That's the problem. They want to go all the way back, but they're not realizing you cannot do that. This allegation is on me being dropped. They also want to say that I got to do domestic classes. I don't have to do domestic classes when I've done before, and has nothing to do with this. And so trying to explain these to each caseworker in a 5-minute period, and then they come in, hey, what's up? I'm going to meet you. And then I go to court. So they don't actually get no feel of it. I've not had one caseworker actually come and visit me and my kids, watch me visit my kids, see how we are together, you know what I mean? And the pandemic has messed my life up even more, because they're using it also against me, saying that I haven't done nothing in the last 7 months, 8 months. Well, how am I supposed to do that? You know, I can't go drop because it's closed down during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So having the right attorney, and that's my problem. Like Tim, right now, my biggest problem is trying to find a CPS lawyer that's like around here.
Yeah, I'll definitely ask you, because somebody did ask in the chat room, do you have an attorney now?
I've met one, but the problem is they want a $3,000 retainer. I don't have that money. I've actually had a GoFundMe account up for almost 2 months, and not one person has donated for it. Okay. It's like literally people, I feel like I'm going insane in my own mind, because I'm stuck in this middle of, you know, they are actually terminating my rights. As in October, I will lose my kids until they're 18. I will have to move, and I will not be able to see my kids until, or any family gatherings or anything like that. My biggest problem is, you know, I have a mother, you know, that's trying to find her a lawyer to, you know, help her with adoption, but yet not going to sit there and try to help me find a lawyer.
She's trying to adopt your kids. Your mom trying to adopt your kids.
She's trying to get it where I adopt, or like I just assign my rights over to her right now. If in reality, okay, I could do that, sign my rights over to her, and DCFS would be done and over with, and I could get my kids back in like a year or so, like that. But the problem is I won't do that with my mother, because my mother is the type of person that says, oh, no, she's basically DCFS. Nope, you got to do this. You got to do this. If you're not with this person, like say if I was with my boyfriend now, if she don't like my boyfriend, if I don't leave him, she'll hold my kids against me. So it's like with her being, and then the problem is with them being in the foster care, no one is treating it like it's an actual foster care. They're not treating it as like, you know, they come talk to me, they talk to my mom. I still take care of my kids' doctor's appointments. I still go to my kids' doctor's appointments. I still register from school. They're still on my link card, even though they're in foster care. I do everything for them. And they don't acknowledge that. They don't talk to me. They talk to my mother, and then expect my mother to come back and relay the message to me. I don't know what my mom has told them, because my mom, in her mind, thinks I'm a lazy bitch, and all I do is sit around all day because I haven't worked in 3 years. Like the problem, she keeps telling me I need to get a job. I need to get a job. Mom, I do not need to get a job. I make almost $10,000 a month. What I do, like I told you, I was streaming on that bingo site. and my modeling. I said my modeling has been, gone downhill. But since the problem is my mom's really jealous of me, and she wants that lifestyle and stuff like this. And then on top of it, I have to deal with this comment every fucking day too. Is that I'm sleeping with her husband, which is my stepdad, every day of my life, because her husband is 34 years old, and she's 50, so he's only like 9 years older than me, and he's like best friends with my boyfriend and my ex-husband. So, he's in my age group. I'm sorry, she's 12 years younger. So my mom really like accuses me every day of that. So I have to deal with that emotionally in my own head. Calling me a worthless mother, calling me this and this and this. I've gotten so down anymore, I don't even know if I want to live half the time. Like, I won't do suicide anymore because of the fact that, have you ever heard of secondhand suicide?
What is that?
Secondhand suicide is basically wishing that you want to die every day, but you won't kill yourself because of the matter of fact that you don't want to leave that burden on anybody thinking that they could do something or something like that. So it's like every day in the back of my head is, I also, wish maybe I should go because, with all the things that keep happening in my life, I sit here and wonder, I'm doing so good. I went back to school. I've done all this positive, but not one person I don't have no family members. I don't talk to one family member ever since my rape and everything like that, because my mom talks to everybody, but they don't come talk to me. So I'm by myself, legitly, fighting and doing all this and still going with a positive look on my face because of my kids. And
Go ahead.
Oh, because of my boys. Sometimes I get myself in the mind, like, I'd rather my kids miss me now while they knew mommy tried and did everything possible than hate me 4 years later because they thought that I gave up on them. But I won't do it because my kids need me.
Okay. We can start right there. I know you said
Yep.
at 3 o'clock you gotta go take care of some
Oh yeah, so
business.
go drop.
So,
I want to mention one thing about dropping too with them. They do a system now that what kind of messes my whole problem up is, please tell me if this would be okay for you. I have problems taking pills, or that's why I never took birth control and stuff like this. See, the first DCFS wanted me, they called me the day of, hey, you got to go drop today. You have till 4 o'clock. Okay, whatever. And if I couldn't do it, we had something. The second one, they called me the day before and said, hey, you got till 4 o'clock. Okay. Now, the problem is with this one, you got to literally call every single day. And if your color comes up, that's when you go drop. So my color is red. The problem with this system is I have so many things going on in my mind. I don't remember I don't remember to call. I'll have an alarm on my phone and I still won't remember. And if you don't go, it's automatically considered dirty. But the way you can work around that is the fact that you can't consider something dirty if I actually didn't pee for you. But I've had allegations that I've dropped dirty with opiates. I've dropped dirty with meth. I've dropped dirty with weed. I don't smoke weed in my entire life. I've never done that thing. Or, if you don't pee too much, like if it doesn't go up to the line, they will dump it out. If it's not warm enough, they will dump it out, and you get negative comments on that.
Okay.
And that's my problem.
All right. Well, before I let you go, I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Yep.
And I'm thankful that you wanted to tell your story, but I had to ask you this question.
Yes.
After all this you done told me, I'm hearing more bad than good. So how much responsibility are you taking in this situation and saying you were the problem? How much accountability?
I took a full responsibility. Everything that I've gone through and stuff like that, everything that wasn't the problems or whatever, it's been my fault up until where they're accusing me and stuff like that. But yet when they even accuse me, I still go do what they want me to do. But the problem is the fact that, they tell my mom is that we're just want you to set good goals and good mindset and good things for you. Okay, I understand that. you want us to do that. But that's what I learned when I went to level 1, level 2. I learned to set boundaries. I learned to stand up for myself. I learned to, you know, don't let people just boss me and just break down like I used to, so I don't get into that mindset suicide before. But now, yet when I start doing that, you guys don't want me to. So, like, I take the responsibility. I take all actions for everything that I've done. But if I haven't done anything wrong, I'm going to justify for myself because I'm going to justify for my kids.
And I want you to understand the reason I asked you that, because this whole story that you told, that's a lot of stuff you have done. And it's, again, like I said earlier,
Oh, I haven't got to.
I
I'm
have
going with the negatives yet.
right, for what you have told us on this show right now, at this point, I would have to say I would have to side with the course from all what you told me. You know, I know I ain't heard everything yet, but I would have to side with the course because for what you telling me and us in the public, it looks like to them that you are unfit. You know, so.
But that's what I'm saying. I wanted to get all that negative part out, and then now I was going to start, but I didn't realize it was almost 3 o'clock.
Okay. Well,
but so if you can do part 2 whenever you're available, and then I will go in and make you realize, oh, wow.
Okay. Well, we could probably do that then, do a part 2. You know, we'll talk. But right now, I know you say you got to go do some things right now, so go ahead, take care of your business, and we'll wrap. But I appreciate you coming on, though. All right, dear.
All right.
All right. You take care. Let me holler at my brother Brian real quick. This is why I respect him, because he speaks his mind, and he tell him like it is. So that's how brothers supposed to do. You said something about I need to screen my callers before I let them on. Well, bro, a lot of times I do. But then at the same time, I try not to ask too many questions before the show because I don't know, I'm this type of person. I want to learn as y'all learn. And the reason I say that because for people who have dealt with situations like this, y'all could be teaching me at the same time while these people are here telling the story. All right? Now, when I did a couple of stories back then about the CPS, I didn't screen them either. You know, they'll tell me a little bit of the story. Of course, they can't tell me the whole story because I don't want them to tell me the whole story. I just want to tell me a little bit, and I will bring them on the show, you know. And that's just how I do it, you know. I mean, I want to give people a voice to speak their story. But I will honestly say, this is the first time I had somebody on the show that the story has been all over the place. So I get what you're saying. I do. But at the same time, I don't want the whole story. If you reach out to me and say you want to speak, then I feel like it's my job and my duty to let you speak. And let y'all listen to what you're hearing. And you make your own judgment for what you're hearing. All right? Now, there's a couple of things she said and I do agree with. Because speaking of other people who dealt with CPS, I get it. But y'all heard it yourself. Now, I'm going to say this right here. I don't know if she's genuine or not. But when I ask her, how much responsibility do you take for this? She's saying that she do. Again, I don't know if she's genuine. But I had to say that before she go. With what you just told us, that there's no wonder the courts are not working with you. Because it seems like every time you turn around, some bad shit always happening. Every time you turn around, some bad shit is happening. So how can the courts decide that you are a fit parent if every time you turn around, shit happening? You know? So, yes, I think the CPS is shady, you know? And I think CPS, you know what I'm saying, do try to help people. But at the same time, I'm not in these people's shoes, so I can't just say, you know, what they going through. But I think we all heard that there's a whole lot of fuckery is going on in that story, and it sounds like a lot of it been cost on herself. And not only that, it sounds like her family has a lot of dysfunction going on. If they can't get their way, they try to fuck each other's life up. That's what it sounds like. If they can't get their way, they're gonna fuck somebody's life up. Cause y'all heard what she said. The mom was cool with everything she was doing, but until when though? When did the mom stop being cool with everything that she was doing? What happened? I don't think we got to that part yet. All right? I don't think we got to that part yet. So, you know, as of right now, from what a lot of y'all saying in the chat room, I gotta agree, you know, she brought on a lot of this stuff herself. Especially when you talking about dibbing and dabbing and drugs, but man, that's good enough reason right there for you to get fucked up with the CPS. You should know that. You should know that. Y'all stop hiding and why y'all keep hiding? Hold on, listen, y'all. Cussing is allowed in the chat room. Okay? Cussing is allowed in the chat room. I allow cussing in the chat room. I can't cuss and don't allow the audience to cuss, okay? Cussing is allowed in my chat room, so cuss your butt off. All right? You don't have to hide their messages. If you see a cuss word, you don't have to hide it. You don't have to hide it. So, Brother Brian, this is why I love you, brother. And I feel you when you say that. I do. But at the same time, even people who like that, I think sometimes they just need to vent. I don't know how many of y'all agree with me when I say that, but even people like her, sometimes they need to vent. And it sounds like to me, this probably was a venting moment for her. Even though the shit sounds crazy, it was a venting moment. You know, but at the end of the day, she gonna have to get her act together. All right? Like some of y'all saying she sound like she high now. I mean, I don't know. It takes a person who get high to know how a person sound like when they high. I don't get high, so I don't know. But she's gonna have to get it together. Now, she said she wanted to get the fucked up part out the way. And all that shit was fucked up. Now, if she does got a good ending to this, which right now it don't sound like it is a good ending. But however, though, I give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she do have a good ending. I don't know. But if it is a good ending, I wanted to listen to it. Keep it F. Damn. Keep it F. Nowadays, you can watch CPS hearings live on YouTube. You can see what's suspected drug fuckery is a one-way ticket to not getting you killed. Yes, exactly. And see, and keep it F. And this is what I'm saying. And that's why I had to say that to her. Well, all this that you're telling me and what the audience is listening to, ma'am, you keep going in the fire. You keep going down in the fire. You're not coming up. You keep sinking down and down and down and down. Right now, me personally, I don't think she need a boyfriend. To be honest, I think she need to be more focused on getting her shit straight. Because I think right now, a boyfriend is a distraction. How many of y'all agree with me when I say that? Right now, I think a boyfriend for her is a distraction. That's not what she needs. Unless he's a boyfriend that's trying to lift her up and give her positivity and try to get her shit straight, then maybe so. But if he's just a boyfriend, just sit up there and watch you be like, hey, it ain't my problem. Then no, that's not what you need right now. You know, that's not what you need right now. Y'all tell me, y'all agree with me when I say that? Did y'all agree with me when I say that? All right? And this ain't no talking shit and anything like that. You just read. This is going by what she said. This is going by what she's telling us. All right? And now another thing that's getting me, how she's saying, of course, keep talking about her piss is diluted. Now, I saw a lot of y'all kept talking about that. And I'm concerned about that too. Now, I know the courts do some fuck shit. But how can every time you go drop, they keep saying your shit fucked up? How is it every time when you drop, they saying your piss is fucked up? I was concerned when she said that. Because that's just like me. What analogy can I use? Let's say I'm fixing a drink or something, and there's a certain spot on the table that's not stable enough to hold anything because it's not sturdy. All right, the drink drops the first time. All right, cool. Go to that same spot, pour another drink. The drink drops the second time. All right. So if I know that the spot on the table is not sturdy enough to hold my drink, am I going to continue to use that spot to pour my drink? Or am I going to fix the situation on the table so my drink can stop spilling? That's the best analogy I can use right now. I mean, I don't know that they gonna work or not, but I'm just saying. I mean, the reason I'm saying because the moral to that is, if they keep saying that you dirty, you know, then apparently, because I do agree, I do believe this. My grandma and granddad, you say this, and I'm pretty much sure they told y'all that. If more than one, if you say you've been through all, okay, let's say this, you say you've been through all these caseworkers, and damn near every last one, I'm saying your piss is dirty. They can't be lying every time. You went through all these caseworkers. They can't be lying all the time. Let me just say that. If you went through all these caseworkers, they can't, every last one of them cannot be lying if your pee is dirty. And then especially when you say you relapsed. All right? You said you relapsed. You said you relapsed in January. Then you went to a party back in March or something. And you relapsed again. But you said after that, you know, you was clean. So my thing is, you've been clean 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 4 years. That's 4 years. So how's your pee is not clean for 4 years? Well, according to them, your piss ain't been clean for 4 years, according to them. For what you telling us, according to them. That's 4 years. No, Steph ain't about jumping to no conclusion. That's what she said. You heard her, Steph. She said she keep going and dropping piss, and her piss keep coming back dirty. She said that. Ain't nobody jumping to no conclusion. She said that. You heard it. She said that. Miss Italia said ministry lies all the time. You talk about church. And hell yeah, the church always lie. I give you that. You said she doesn't get high. I know her. Well, maybe you can help me out then, Miss Talia. Why she keeps saying her pee is dirty? Because these are her words. She said they keep coming back saying her piss is diluted. So, I mean, 4 years and they still saying the same thing, then there's something going on here. Who said something about a GoFundMe? What, somebody talk about a GoFundMe? Okay, Keep It F says she may be drinking tons of water right beforehand. They consider it diluted if there's a much higher volume of water than normal, either from chugging it or adding it after. Okay. 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 Missy Talia 1980. You let me know if I'm saying your name right there. She said it could be something she ate. Well, I don't know. I don't know. When News said use somewhere else pee or mix her pee with water. So okay, and see that's why we're having this conversation because y'all throwing stuff out there. Y'all throwing stuff out there, you know. But Ann said, yeah, that's right. If she drinks a lot of water, that would bring a dirty UA. Okay. All right. Well, Keep said, hold on. Keep said it's not something she eats. That's not how it works. They might explain one dirty drop, but not multiple over 4 years. Which substance does she test dirty for? I missed it. You know what? I don't think she said what she tests dirty for, but Miss Talia said she knows, so maybe she can help me out what she testing dirty for. No, they didn't say the water get you dirty. She did say something earlier about diluted could be meaning that too much water in it too. She did say that. I do remember her saying that. Yes, I don't think too much water would test dirty. Sweet sativa. Say you had to drink a lot of water for that to happen. I had that happen to me twice over many years. Okay. All right. And I'm glad we're having this conversation. She's not ready for answer, but they look. I am because I'm ignorant to this. I am. And I'm glad we're having these conversations because we actually need to have conversations like this. I think it's very, very important that we have a conversation like this. All right. So this is a very interesting conversation that we're having, and I think I'm gonna stick with y'all for a couple of members, Jesus Christ, a couple of minutes, so we can talk about this. I love you too, dear. Love you too. Keep it said yes, but for CPS cases, they test the water volume as well as the drug alkaloids. And I think that's what she was getting at too. I think that's what she was getting at. So, and y'all answered my question when I said for 4 years. So, you know, again. Well, I must have missed that. I didn't hear nothing about no GoFundMe. I must have missed that. I promise. She said somebody go fund me. I missed that. I missed that. Antoinette said, "Did she want to come here to get her GoFundMe jumping?" I don't know because I don't. I promise I don't remember her mentioning the GoFundMe. I don't remember that. I don't remember her mentioning at all about no GoFundMe. I promise you I must have missed that. Yeah, K Cooper, I'm with you. I never dealt with CPS, so I don't know how this shit works. I don't know how this shit works. I just know hearing a lot of stories that it is a corrupt system. It is a corrupt system. You said let's hear her side, per her on. Everything to me is a lie. She was just on. So what was a lie? Mr. Tyler, who you talking about? Put who on? You want me to put who on? Whose side you saying we need to hear? Not unless you saying her mama side, you know, I mean, I doubt it. You know, I doubt it. Her mom come on top. Well, yeah, you missed it then, cause that was her. She was coming in telling her story. That was her. You just missed it. You had to go. You gotta go look at the replay. Sam Lopez says. Sam Lopez said, I know her and she only had a total of 5 drops, came back dirty. And they all came clean at the end. You say you know her, she had a total of 5 drops that came back dirty. And at the end, they all came clean. Oh, okay. All right. You said I just need to hear the rest of the story. I'd be like, oh my God. Well, she did say she getting the fucked up part out the way. She said she'll get to the good part, but I don't know how long you been here listening, but like I told her, you know, about what she told us today, I got to be on the court side. So she tell me the other side, they could convince me that they dicked out this whole situation, you know. But however, though, she said she is taking responsibility, that she is taking her faults for this. So, you know, I mean, if it's genuine, then, you know, hey, we have to start with that first. We got to take accountability for our fuck ups, you know, and that's how we get past humps and shit. If we take responsibility for our fuck ups. So if she's genuine about that, then, you know, she'll be victorious at the end. Somebody said, read the poll. My poll was, do you feel CPS seizure is guilty to prove it innocent? 73% of you say yes, and 27% of you say no. Okay. All right. You know, and on top of that, you said she had 5. No, I think somebody said 5 was too much. No, I think what Sam was saying was 5 of them that they claim was dirty. If Sam's still in the chat room, the 5 that they claim was dirty at the end, they came out clean. I think that's what they saying. I mean, they got to straighten it out. I don't know. They got to straighten it out. But it sounds like that's what they saying. They claim her 5 drops was dirty, but at the end, they was clean. I'm guessing that's what they saying. I don't know. I don't know. No. But anyway, me and her probably we will talk again. I don't know when, but we will talk again, and we'll hear the good side of all of this. And if she get an attorney, and attorney's a good attorney to help her fight this battle, and she get her children back, then hey, kudos to her. Kudos to her. And I would say this: I hope she will get on the right track and stay sober. You know, and if she is with somebody, get with somebody that's going to be positive in her life. All right. Okay. Sam said, yes, they said, yes, they say they were. Yes, they say they were to get her to do more things, but she doing the right thing. My standing up for herself and going out her way to prove them wrong, and it ends up them wrong. I don't know what you're saying right there. I think I read that right. What you're trying to say, I don't know. I don't know. But we got to see what happens, guys. We got to see what happens. You know, all I can say, we try to see what happens, But as of right now, for what she told us today, I'm on the court side. But when we hear the rest of it, who knows? Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's not for us to decide what's going to happen. That's going to be the court's decision, what's going to happen with her situation, So that's all I can say about that. That's all I can say about that. But ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate y'all. That's what you're using, Sam. As a matter of fact, Sam, how about this? How about you and Talia come on speak to me? I got time. Y'all want to come on speak to me? I open the floor for y'all to talk. Y'all want to come over here and speak to it and speak on the situation or what you know of? I'll open up and let y'all talk. That's a damn good idea. Yeah, y'all come up here and talk to me. Cause what it sound like now, she need people like y'all in her life to stand up and have her back. Cause while she putting it, nobody ain't got her back. And I know how they feel sometimes. You in a hole and you feel like nobody ain't got your back. That's one of the worst feelings in the fucking world. Oh, you say you can't right now? Okay, you driving. You can't talk. Oh, okay. All right. What about the other one? Where Miss Ty you at? Where you at? You can later. I don't know if I'm gonna be on this subject later. If I do come back, we'll probably be on another subject. But I tell you what, Sam, if y'all know her, y'all make sure y'all reach out to her before we do the second one. And I'll do this. I have all three of y'all on the show. And y'all can talk. Oh, Miss Ty, yeah, I was asking, you said you know her. I was offering you and Sam to come up here and talk to me about her. Or what y'all saying in the chat room about her. Cause y'all say y'all know her. So I want to give y'all, instead of y'all texting in the chat room, I want to give y'all the opportunity to come and talk. Sweet Sadaba said, I already talked about something different. Was it really that bad, Sweet Sadaba? Sadaba, how about saying that? Was it really that bad? Yeah, I do remember her saying that. As a matter of fact, now I'm gonna go even further than this. I'm gonna go further than that. She did tell me in the text, Miss Talia, you and Sam. I don't know if y'all know this, but she said she'd be streaming on Bingo, whatever that shit called. And she said she makes about 2,500 on that. She told me that. I got the text with her saying that. I got the text with her saying that. Now, what she doing with that money, I don't know. I mean, it ain't my place to ask. That's her money. But if you streaming on Big O, you making that type of money, then I did remember her saying something about $10,000. Then my thing would be this, why do you need to go fund me if you making that kind of money? But I promise you, I don't remember her saying about no GoFundMe though. I'm gonna have to replay that. Streaming and talking about receiving gifts. I don't know about Big O. Yeah, I don't know nothing about Bingo. What it was called Bigo, whatever that shit called. Yeah, I mean, I'd have heard about it, but I don't know exactly what it is. I know you can stream on there, but I don't know as far as earning income. Oh, she got reported. Really? Oh wow. She ain't say nothing about she got reported. I didn't know she said she was making that what she told me, man. I got the text right here. She said, you know, I ain't gonna read that text. Well, hold on. Oh, she's still listening because she just texted me. Um, she said, "Dang, I was listening to you on the way to the drop, and I wish I could answer your question, and I would answer you. They come back clean at the end." So that, yeah, she's still listening. She just can't say nothing right now. But she's still listening. Um, but anyway, dear, she just made a new account. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna say this at the end, dear. If we talk again or not, word of encouragement. I wish you the best. You know, if you're sincere and you sincere about taking responsibility and you really serious about get this shit straightened out, me, hey, I wish you the best. You know, I hope you get the attorney. I hope you get all this together. You got a couple of people here that's backing you up. Hey, that's great. You know, that's great. So at the end of the day, I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope you do get your situation straightened out. All right, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining me with this show. Uh, and yeah, whether you believe it or not, you know, I mean, one thing I guess we all can agree on, you know, like, hey, I wish you the best, you know, to get this situation straightened out. All right. But thank you to our partners who came in, speaking up for you know, hey, it is what it is at this point. No shade thrown at y'all, cause y'all ain't in this situation. No shade at all thrown at y'all. You know, if y'all believe her story, y'all feel she's doing the right thing, then hey, that's what y'all supposed to do. Y'all supposed to support her if she's doing the right thing, and y'all seen it for yourselves. So if y'all genuine too, y'all are good friends to her. All right. But in that though, I'm getting on up out of here. And till next time, guys, y'all take care of yourself and each other, and love your kids, take care of your kids, and watch your kids. Peace.